Do you think I'm ever going to get a debate with Dave Rubin? I had like a shower fantasy of like debating Dave Rubin yesterday. I don't think he's ever going to debate me. I really want to like have a formal debate with him, and I just want to ask him like at the start of the debate, like we shake hands, like everything's cool. I just want to ask him, which one of you, is it you or your husband, who f***s the other one in the ass? And do you guys like give an enema first, or do you just like wipe the shit off on it? Like, I really just want to like f***ing have him in front of me and just, it is so f***ing weird to me. It is so f***ing weird to me. I watched this video last night. It was such a horrible trip. Oh my God. Normally whenever, first of all, this, if you believe this story, is hilarious, but me and Melina would travel. We would usually only do cuck stuff for a single night, but because Nim, I guess she really wanted like somebody who was like Eastern and had like a 15-inch whatever, because it's like 4 times bigger than mine. I had to do it for 4 nights. They would lock me in the corner of the room. My 4-inch, by the way. I would be getting cucked over and over and over again. It's a brutal trip.
Do you know who this person is? Yeah, do you know? So this guy, this Destiny guy, I guess, I really don't know much about him. He's supposedly like he's a liberal, but he's like non-woke or something. And because everyone's always trying to find a not insane liberal, I guess that's like his lane because he's not completely insane. But his thing is that he likes other dudes to his wife. So who's to say what's sane, huh? You know, but I guess they got divorced since, right? You're not going to believe this, Aaron. They're not married anymore.
I'm shocked.
Spoiler.
No way. No, I did see a video, I think, of him recently, and I thought it was a joke. And so seeing this again, I thought it was his like
this is a guy who sat across Ben Shapiro saying like, yeah, I would never go to your wedding or support any of your shit. This is a guy who rents womb space from women to have custom babies created for his relationship where he can't make any. Like, ordinarily I wouldn't care, but it's like, oh my God, you're a gay conservative dude, 2 dads who adopt a baby in like a tradcon media sphere. How the f*** are you ever going to attack me for anything that I do relationship-wise? Like, that's unbelievable. I would love to just grill the f*** out of him on this topic. I'd probably just do it until he got up and left.
Ish kind of thing, but apparently I guess that's real. I've never met a couple where when this is what they're doing that they actually stay together forever and end up happily ever after. It's always the beginning of the end. But also,
Grandma, what was the secret to your 75 years of marriage? Oh well, I used to have a YouTuber watch me bang other. It's so insane.
The secret was that I let your mom cuck me the whole time, and that's what kept us together. I can't imagine. It's so crazy, honestly. Like, and I wonder, like, was she the one suggesting it, or was he?
And then it's like, and then they have to like fill in like all of their fantasies. Like imagine I was with a woman who's she's too good for me, and the only way that she would be with me is if she's f***ing other guys while I have to watch, and she's telling me how humiliating it. Like, oh my God, like it's all of the projection is weird. Like, I've read these stories, like I know what the cuck fantasies look like, and I don't know how, but they know them all exactly. Like, they know every single part, all of the big hits for what you would be if you wanted to do, especially the humiliation cuckold fetish or play or whatever you call it, right? If you want to do it, they know every point for it. And like, how? Why? That's so weird.
Imagine. It's so crazy, honestly. Like, and I wonder, like, was she the one suggesting it, or was he the one encouraging it? But because in that video he seems upset. He's talking about how difficult it was, but maybe he enjoys the self-infliction of pain. I don't get it. I'm also confused because it looks like he had a gun in his background too. So he's like you're saying, like, he's like a one of those mixes where he like likes 2A but is against common sense, or like, I don't.
Like, can I just like guns because I'm from Nebraska? Like, I like how mind-breaking it is. My favorite parts of my stream, should do it, just go back, having blue hair and my nice shotgun in the background is just such a it's a hilarious thing. Like, how does he have blue hair, but he also has a gun too? Oh, I didn't know they let you sell the gun to a guy with blue hair. Like,
it's just a funny idea. Like, so, okay, you're married, right? And let's say in this case, and my guess is it was the wife was like, all right, you're not that attractive actually, and let me.
Like, my guess is it's the wife, because that's part of the humiliation fetish. If you're doing, there's different degrees, I guess, of like how hardcore you can do cuck you want. But like on the most hardcore stuff, there's like a humiliation cheating aspect. Although actually, now that I think about it, isn't it usually the husband that brings it up, or is it the wife that brings it up? Now I don't actually remember. I'm sure they would know. They seem to have a lot of insight into it.
We just get banged by some of these other guys. And the first case, and my guess is it was the wife was like, all right, you're not that attractive actually, and let me just get banged by some of these other guys. And the first time he heard it, he probably was like, well, I don't think that's a great idea, but he was like, oh, I want to make her happy, let's try it. Then it happens once, happens twice, happens 3 times, and then it's like 4 years later, and you realize
Have you ever advocated for people to do open relationships? No, I never advocate for any of my lifestyle ever. People like have this fantasy that I tell everybody to do any of that. I never do any of that shit. But
so damn right. Then it happens once, happens twice, happens 3 times, and then it's like 4 years.
Why do you never deny these insults when it's not your thing? It just lets them run 24/7. What do you mean? I'm pretty sure I say it all the time. I've never done I'm not even like principally opposed to it. Like I would do a three. I would just never had the chance to do a male-female threesome. I would never do a threesome with a guy who's not bi. That's like one of my big qualifiers. So that cuts out like 90% of guys immediately. And I don't have any kind of like humiliation. This is not fun for me. So that like axes out like 95. But like I'm not like principally opposed to like watching a girlfriend or wife getting smashed or whatever. Like it would be fun. Like I've done a lot of female male stuff before, and watching like the two girls go out, I think is hot. Like yeah, it's not a thing to me. I don't care that much. But for in these guys' world, every form of, well, this really started happening after the red pill stuff, like 2021, 2022. Every form of like open relationship or poly thing became cuckoldry. Like all of it became cuckoldry. Whereas before people would just say, oh, you're like, or you guys are like unfaithful, you're actually cheating. Now it's just all cuckoldry, which is, yeah.
Later, and you realize you are so down in the rabbit hole of insanity.
That's true too. They don't even get the cuck thing. Wouldn't lots of cucks get off even more being made fun of publicly? I imagine if you have a humiliation fetish, a lot of it probably runs in parallel. Would be my guess, but I don't know. It reminds me of didn't I tell this story before? There was some girl that showed me like some weird creepy dude on Twitter that would send her like these dick pics that were insanely small, and she would just like roast the out of this guy, and she would like make fun of this dude. I'm like, bro, you understand that like he's jerking off to this, like you're doing exactly what he wants you to do. And she had no idea of like the humiliation thing.
It's so pathetic, man. My resume would not, or my life story would not say most traditional guy around, but I'm going to be the king. This is going to be 2055.
Like, bro, I'm not trying to, and again, I don't care. Like technically, statistically, gay parents actually have better outcomes than straight parents, probably because of the selection filter of adoption. But like, you're a gay guy in a conservative media sphere, and you guys rented a woman's womb to have a motherless child. Now, in my world, I have no problem with that. But in your world, you're committing a sin like 100 times worse than anything I've done. Like, even if I am watching my wife getting plowed by the 15-inch BBC, like, you're literally like depriving a child of a mother and a nuclear family. But it's just such a weird route for him to go in attacking me. You're way too big and clippers always go after you. Making jokes that aren't obvious is just going to give them ammo. Actually, I disagree. And I think I was vindicated a lot sooner than I thought I would have been. It feels like a lot of people take the bait on a lot of my dumb clips, and now I think you see that showing up in almost every comment section I see, or other people review it. I think that was kind of a gamble or kind of a maybe strategy, but I think it actually worked out pretty well. There's a lot of people that say a lot of dumb shit for clips of me now that are obvious baits, and then people point it out. So I'm okay with that. The top comment on this is, I'm embarrassed you fell for the bait. He really fell for this lympheo. Haha, you actually fell for it. I think it worked. I'm happy with that. Yeah, fuck it. Those are all your fans, right? Maybe. I don't know. How many of my fans watch Tenet Media? This is 4.4 thousand views. It's not even linked to my subreddit. It might be my fans. Maybe they get linked to other political videos, but I mean, regardless, like every single video, it's like, well, where are the default people? Like his normal fans, like, yeah.
Yes, you are welcome.
I bet I could wear the tutu in that castle, so that would work.
Was it linked to my sub? Oh, maybe it got linked, but I mean, even so, fuck, even if they are my fans, like none of the organic people here seem to say much about it, so.
Really nicely for me. But I will say also the people on the left who encourage and you know are supportive of this kind of lifestyle, they're also the ones that totally shit on traditional marriage and people getting married.
I'm not opposed to watching my wife take BBC, coupled with the other dumb leaks, is horrible for those of us who are optics pilled. Why? Let's say that hypothetically, let's say that I was into cuckoldry as like a fetish. Why the f that have any impact on any political opinion or any argument I make for anything at all? Like how would it even factor in? What would... Like, even if I was like the most hardcore version or variant of a cuck, it has literally nothing to do with anything. Now I want to do cuckoldry. I might just get into it. I might link some videos of me crying in the corner, staring at my betrothed. Is that your fiance? Your betrothed? Betrothed? Betrothed. Wait. Betrothed.
Betrothed.
Getting plowed. Maybe I will. Maybe I'll leak it. Okay.
Married young and having kids, and you know those people always poll extremely high on the happiness level, and I think society would be happier if we didn't have so many choices. And what I mean by that is this guy...
Thanks for saying the quiet part out loud. You're talking to a gay guy who adopted from a surrogate mother. What does this say? This is like the most wacky, progressive, crazy out there shit. Like, gay guy, surrogate mother. Gay guy, surrogacy. Two fathers, one child, zero mothers. Christian, trad. What the fuck is happening? And you're saying we have too many. What is going on here? Holy shit.
High on the happiness level, and I think society would be happier if we didn't have so many choices. And what I mean by that is this guy and his wife, they saw, like, instead of looking at their marriage and saying we need to fix this, and I'm not married, so I'm saying this and admittedly saying I'm not married.
Also, why are we doing hardcore relationship analysis when you don't know anything about me, anything about my relationship, anything about why are you even offering this perspective? My God.
I've had very long-term relationships, and I never coached the guy I was with.
Right.
And so I have some experience.
I don't know why you bother explaining. It's a fundamental foundational difference that a lot of people have with you. Most people care about what people say way more than you do, man. I understand that, okay? But in my mind, there is an idea of having a strong character, and there's an idea of having a strong sense of masculinity. Neither of those things involve you being captured by the opinions of weaker men or people around you. The idea that like your definition of a strong guy is somebody who is a slave to the opinions of audiences or other men, I can't think of anything gayer than limiting my cock to what the other men around me are saying. That's wild. If you want to do it, that's fine. I look down on people like that. You don't have to. You can see it. But I view that that's like that's a character defect. That's a weakness in your character. I don't care what any other guy thinks I do with my as long as I'm not shoving it in a it was a little bit too edgy. As long as it's not going in places it's not supposed to go legally. Who the cares? Do what you want.
Can I just ask one technical thing? I'm not sure if you're going to know the answer to this. Maybe I ask you guys. But in this situation, when someone else is banging your wife, you're in the room watching, or can they just bang your wife elsewhere? Like, can you go make a sandwich, or you got to sit?
Like, I like how he's like asking questions. Like, he doesn't apparently have like intimate details, I guess, on what cuckoldry looks like. What the fuck? I mean, from a political standpoint, degeneracy and respectability matters quite a bit in the realm of public debate. Your public persona definitely affects how people perceive your arguments. Yeah, I understand that, but I would rather fight on the other end of that, to fight against that stereotype, than to try to like play into it. Of like, I'm going to pretend that like, no, I disagree. I think it's a sign of weak character. I understand that some people will make judgments like that, but I don't play that game. Or I do play, but I play it on the other end.